Howdy brewers. Well, in case you can't make out what these are, they are the last 5 years of the Cooper's extra strong vintage ale, plus one of my own home brews that I made a few months ago. And today I'm going to be doing my comparison of 5 Cooper's vintage ales. Now, because this is 2014, I'm not going to rouse the yeast. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm only using small glasses, well, it's because they're 7.5% alcohol, and I just don't think it would be responsible to that's a shame. I just don't think it would be responsible to drink a 6-pack of 7.5% beers, especially on camera. And in the interest of consistency, I won't rouse the yeast of the latest one either. Well, looking at the colours, they all look exactly the same. And let's so this is 2014. So I didn't expect any hop aroma from it, and you get a really sweet malty flavour. It smells like dessert, like a creme brulee. Okay, 2015. Still no hops, and the malt is not as strong as the 2014. In 2016, the malt is a bit more prominent than this one, but I do wonder if it's because of the glass. Even though I clean them all the same, this one seemed to be a bit dirtier. But the malt is a little bit more prominent in the aroma, and also you get a little bit of hops, just that grassy, piney aroma. 2017, get a good hit of malt. And really subtle hop aroma. Just a subtle citrus with some herby notes. So this is this year's one, 2018. No malt aroma, and those very subtle aromas hops that they used. So they're again earthy, light fruits like a grape. And this is my ESVA that I used Australian hops with. I think it was Topaz, Galaxy and Enigma. And because this is the freshest one of the whole lot, the hops are really, really strong. But you do get some malt aroma too, and because these, well, I don't know if all the recipes are the same. I don't think 2018 is, because they used some new malt from Kangaroo Island, I think they said. But they all smell, the malt all smells the same. Right, so let's give these a taste. This is really like a a malty Scotch. There's still bitterness there, no hoppy flavours, but very much tastes like a real malty Scotch. I'm trying to think of one that's not so peaty or earthy or ashen. Maybe a Glenfiddich, from memory. I think that's a malty Scotch. That's like a beer version of that, but with a little bit more bitterness. All right, 2015. So they taste, the malt tastes the same in both of them. It tastes like that malty Scotch or malty whiskey, but you do get a little bit of hop flavour. I get a little bit of like a lemony flavour. I don't remember the hops that were in it, but yeah, a little bit of a lemon. 2016. The malt is not as strong on the flavour, but the hops, you do get a good bouquet of different hop flavours there. Get some. It is bitter, but you do get some grass and some grapefruit. And you also get a hint of melon, like, yeah, probably rock melon, with a hint of it. Okay, 2017. So the malt is definitely starting to taper off in terms of flavours, and the hops are starting to increase in their flavours, which you'd expect for time. The hops they seem pretty generic in this one. I don't get much of a profile. Yeah, I would say some of those noble hop flavours come through in the 2017 one, like earthy and more woody from 2017. Here's this one, this year's one. Compared to the other four, the flavours just haven't melded as much in terms of hops and malt. You can taste the malt, but it's sweeter than the others. And the hops, I am suffering a little bit of palate fatigue from the previous four very strong flavoured malty beers, but really light flavours in this one, like like a watermelon, grape, maybe honeydew and grape. And some orange. There is some orange there. Alright, here's mine. I've got to say, for an extract beer that this is, with some cold steeped crystal malt and some late boil and some dry hops from the Australian hops, this is just as good as the others. In terms of the malt profile, it tastes the same. You get that sweetness, get a little bit of bread, a little bit of biscuit, and to be fair, like these hops compared to the 2018 one, they're stronger in aroma and flavour, being Galaxy, Enigma and Topaz. So you'd expect, or I expected, a better flavour than the 2018 one, and I do get it. Getting to taste 5 years of this very famous beer and being able to brew it myself at home and getting to compare all 6. Yes, I've had some good patience. I think I've got one 2014 left, so next year I may be able to do 6 years in a row. I'm not sure. I just can't remember about these two, because they were quite nice when they were fresh. But being able to do this side by side is a special day. So I'm glad I got to share it with you. And if you haven't ever cellared strong ale beer, if you can resist the urge to drink it, even if that means going and buying 2 6-packs, one that you can go to and one that you can store, I recommend doing it, because it's a really nice reward. And I've had a really long year. A lot of stuff went on this year, and so, but this is a great way to end the year. So I'm glad hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm glad I got to share this with you. Cheers.